Even something as simple as pausing for a few minutes to take an actual meaningful breath or sit in silence can help calm this restless energy and bring you back to a state of balance. When we do things without a state of purpose, what are we really doing it for? Hey everyone, welcome back to A Talk with G, the podcast where we explore ancient wisdom, modern wellness, and everything in between. I'm your host, Gia, and today we're exploring the fundamental concept in the ancient wisdom tradition, the three gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. I had mentioned these in a prior episode, and I ended up getting so many private messages that I figured instead of answering everyone individually, I will address it to everyone at once. You see, these three qualities or energies shape not only the world around us, but also how we experience our inner lives. They are subtle forces that influence everything from our mood and our behavior to our overall health and well being. Understanding the gunas help us navigate life with greater awareness so that we can live more intentionally and harmoniously. In today's episode, I'll be breaking down each of the three gunas and dive deep into how they influence our mental, emotional, and physical states. I'll also explore how to balance them so we can all cultivate more peace, clarity, and vitality in our lives. If you ever felt like you're riding a roller coaster of emotions or experience periods where you feel stuck or overwhelmed, understanding the gunas can offer you a powerful way to make sense of it all. So, get comfy, get something warm to drink, and let's dive in. Let's start by breaking down what the three gunas actually are. In the ancient texts of yoga and Ayurveda, the gunas are three primary qualities that govern everything in nature, including our own thoughts, actions, and behaviors. They are not just abstract concepts, they are driven forces behind the cycle of life, from the changing of seasons to the rhythms of our daily existence. Savat is the quality of purity, goodness, and balance. It is the essence of clarity, calm, and wisdom. When we are in a state of savat, we feel grounded, peaceful, and in tune with our true nature. Our minds are clear, our emotions are balanced, and we experience a sense of well being that comes from inner harmony. Rajas, on the other hand, is the energy of activity, desire, and movement. It's dynamic, restless, and always pushing for action. Rajas fuels our ambition, creativity, and our drive to accomplish goals. But when Rajesh is out of balance, it leads to anxiety, overactivity, and instability desire for more success, more pleasure, more experience, without ever feeling truly satisfied. Finally, we have Tamas, the energy of unknown, darkness, confusion. Tamas is the force that creates stagnant, lethargic, and mental fog. It is often linked to resistance and absence of clarity. While Tamas can provide rest and recovery when in balance, it can also lead to depression, laziness, and a sense of being disconnected from our higher purpose when becomes excessive. Now, these are sounding very familiar to our dosha types. But here's the thing. We all experience these energies to various degrees throughout life, just like our doshas. They are constantly fluctuating depending on our environment, our habit, and even our internal state of mind. The goal isn't to eliminate one or the other, but to understand these energies and learn how to balance them. In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through each one of the guna details, how they show up in your life, and most importantly, how you can cultivate more Savit balance, Rajas management, and Tamas to achieve harmony. Let's begin with Savit, the quality of purity and balance. Savit is the energy of the mind that brings peace, calm, and clarity. When we're in a state of Savit, we are in harmony with ourselves and the world around us. Our thoughts are calm and our emotions are balanced. It is the quality that allows us to see things for how they truly are without disorient or biased opinions. Savit is what we aim for when we practice mindfulness, meditation, and yoga. It is a state of equanimity. When we feel centered and at peace, regardless of what's happening around us, in Ayurveda Sattva is associated with vitality, health, and inner peace. It's also deeply linked to spiritual awakening, as it allows us to connect to our higher self and experience deep inner wisdom. When we cultivate Sattva, we are naturally experiencing more joy, contentment, and sense of self, of well being. This is because Sattva allows us to live in alignment with our true nature, free from disorientation or excess desires or mental clutter. To cultivate more Sattva in your life, start by creating a space for stillness and quiet. This could be through meditation, but it can also be as simple as taking a few minutes each day, pause, breathe deeply, and check in with yourself. Practices like yoga, journaling, spending time in nature also help bring you back to the state of Sattva. And as that's easy, and everyone's like, I'm so busy, I don't have time. Sit in quiet for a few seconds a day until it gets longer and longer. You will appreciate it and be thankful for it. Nourish your body with whole foods and fill your mind with uplifting content. The more you focus on creating balance and purity in your life, the more Savat you'll invite. If you feel frazzled or out of balance, ask yourself, what can I do to bring more clarity and peace and simplicity into my life? Sometimes the smallest action, like decluttering your space, going for a walk, sitting alone for a few seconds, can have a big impact on shifting the energy towards Savat. Next, let's talk about Rajesh, the energy of movement, desire, and action. Rajesh is what fuels our ambition, creativity, and drive to achieve. It is the energy that propels us forward, pushing us to make things happen and experience life fully. Without Rajesh, we might be stagnant, unmotivated, and compressed. You see, the fuel behind everything we have is our Rajesh, from our daily task to our long term goals. It's what motivates us to get out of bed in the morning, to take on new challenges, and to create meaningful work. But this can also lead to imbalancement when it becomes excessive. In today's world, we live in a world where we want more than we can handle. And I laugh when I say that because, especially in the city I live in, it's what you see. It's what makes our Rajesh go out of control because it manifests as stress, anxiety, and burnout. Because we become overly focused with achievements, external validation, and endless pursuit of pleasure or success without ever truly, really feeling fulfilled. In today's world, we have this idea that we need everything materialized to feel successful or to prove that we're successful. And that's just not what it is. You see, just like I mentioned, Rogers is the energy of emerging like a busy city, always moving, always striving. It can be incredibly productive, but if it is not balanced, it can leave us feeling exhausted, fragmented, and disconnected from our deeper purposes. If you live in a big city like me, or you just feel this way, where you're feeling overwhelmed or burnt out from too much of this energy, it is important to take a step back and find balance. Consider how much of your day is driven by external pressures or inner desires for more. Ask yourself, am I chasing something because it's truly meaningful or because I feel like I should? Create boundaries around your time and remember that productivity without purpose can lead to exhaustion. A simple way to balance your Rajesh is by incorporating moments of stillness and reflection into your day. Even something as simple as pausing for a few minutes to take an actual meaningful breath or sit in silence can help calm this restless energy and bring you back to a state of balance. When we do things without a state of purpose, what are we really doing it for? And finally, we come to Tamas, the energy of darkness and confusion. Tamas is a force that creates stagnation and resistance. It can manifest as a lack of motivation, a sense of emptiness, or the inability to move forward. While Tamas is often seen in a negative light, it is important to recognize that it serves a purpose. This is the energy that allows us to rest, recover, and process. However, when Tamas becomes excessive, it can lead to depression, lethargicness, and lack of direction. It is the state of feeling stuck, mental fog, or disconnected from your sense of purpose. We might find ourselves binge watching on TV for hours, procrastinating, or resisting change. All those signs point to Tamas at play. You see, Tamas is linked to unhealthy habits, poor digestion, both of which sap into your vitality and your energy. If left unchecked, Tamas can create a chronic imbalancement in both your body and mind. Have you ever had those days, and we all have them, myself included, where you just don't want to do something? You just want to sit on the couch, and that is allowed. It gives you time to rest and recover. You shouldn't always be on go mode. But in the same breath, that day of relax and restoring should not be days. You have to know when it's becoming excessive. When you're caught in the grip of your Tamas being out of balance, the best thing you could do is gently stir yourself into action. Start small, a short walk, creative activity. Take breaks to get up and move around. Tamas thrives in isolation and stagnation, so try to engage in something that brings lightness and energy into your day. It's also important to nourish your body with healthy foods and getting enough rest. You see, when this arises from imbalancement, it plays both physical and mental health. So, self care is a key to shifting your energy. Now that we've explored each gunas, the key takeaway is this: it is not about eliminating one guna or the other, but rather finding balance between them all. We need a healthy dose of rajas to get things done, but we also need periods of sattva to restore clarity and peace. And while tamas might sometimes slow us down, we can't let it take us over. We need to recognize it, address it, and bring it in a more lightness and action. The simplest way to balance your gunas is through conscious awareness. Check in with yourself throughout the day. Ask yourself which energy is dominant right now. If you notice that you're feeling more of a busybody, take a few minutes to slow down. If you're stuck in front of the TV or not wanting to move, find a way to gently move yourself, even one small step. And when you feel yourself lost in mental clutter, return to a point of clarity. Still your breath, meditation. Find stillness and reconnect with your inner peace. And that's a wrap for today, guys. These energies are always at play in our lives, shaping our experiences and influencing our well being. By understanding these gunas and learning to balance them, we create a life that's more harmonious, fulfilling, and aligned with our true nature. If you notice, they link very well with our doshas. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. And as always, you can visit me at my website, www.soul-sinks.com, for more resources and personalized guidance on how to live in harmony with your inner self. Until next time, remember, balance is practice, not a destination. Keep tuning into your inner energies and creating a life of peace, purpose, and clarity.